I am so tired of the Japanese not listening to their audience. They keep listening to idiots in the West that do not like gaming, that do not like what gamers like, and they do not like their audience. And they're so desperate to appeal to this weak PC crowd that are offended by attractive, beautiful women. And a few Japanese companies are doing that. Some examples include Square Enix, Capcom, some parts of Capcom, and now we have Marvelous Entertainment, the team behind Senran Kagura, the game that I'm playing on screen. We have not gotten a mainline Senran Kagura game since like 2017. Since this game, Estival Versus, there have been some half-ass spin-offs and a remake, but not a new game. A franchise like this will print money nowadays because this is the content that gamers want. We don't get attractive female characters in gaming anymore, mostly in the West. But now apparently the USA CEO of Marvelous, because every single Japanese company have to have a USA department, now he himself is saying that Senran Kagura is not right for the current day culture. Yes, he literally said this game is too offensive for modern day Americans. And he did an interview with a website, and we're going to look at a part of that article. But before we get into it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to push this video out in the YouTube algorithm. And this article comes from a website named Noisy Pixels. It says, in a recent conversation with Ken Berry, President, CEO, and CFO of Marvelous USA and Xseed. Question: depending on which gaming circles you enter, Xseed is either known as the publisher of some of the most beloved JRPGs of our time, or the company behind Senran Kagura. Looking forward, how would you like Xseed to be defined? And the CEO answered the question with this answer: the climate now is definitely very different from the heyday of the Senran Kagura series. And it's hard to see how that series could prosper in the West in this day and age. I'm most proud of the titles that wouldn't have made it to the US at all, and had we not been the publisher, because for whatever reason, we were the ones capable of doing it. These include games licensed from Namco Bandai like Fragile Dreams, The Skycrawlers, Retro Game Challenge, and Fishing Resort, The Last Story in Pandora's Tower from Nintendo, and Brave Story from Sony. Times are different now, with fan translators and digital distribution lowering the investment needed to localize and bring a title to US players. However, it's still rewarding knowing you're directly responsible for bringing games to players that they otherwise wouldn't have had a chance to experience. I like to continue that tradition by funding and helping talented indie teams develop and bring their titles to market. And that is the end of the excerpt I wanted to read from that article. Are you fucking serious? Did you really just say, oh no, we live in a different culture? You are listening to the wrong fucking people. You are listening to this stupid fucking translators. I can't even fucking talk because I'm so annoyed. You are listening to idiots, PC retards that do not play your games. This is why your company is falling apart, you fucking dimwit, because you do not understand what gamers want. A game like Senran Kagura can print billions, okay, man, I don't know about billions, but so many millions of dollars, because this is the content that gamers want. You are listening to idiots that hate gamers, and they hate gaming culture, and they hate men. That's why they make the women ugly in the West, because they hate men and they hate what men love, and men love beautiful women. And when you have a franchise that's based around beautiful, sexy anime characters with great gameplay and art style, and you're choosing to ignore it because you believe that we live in a different culture and times are different now. No, that's not the case at all. We have a bunch of idiots that are being listened to when it comes to game development versus actual gamers. I find it so funny that this idiot says this, meanwhile we got other sexy anime games making so much money. Games like Goddess of Victory Nikki, that game made the creator of that game one of the wealthiest men in all of Korea, all because of sexy anime characters in that game. And he also created Stellar Blade, but Nikki makes way more money because it has a bunch of sexy microtransactions. The whole Asian mobile market is dominated by beauty and attractive characters. One of those games that makes so much money is Brown Dust 2, and I find it so funny because Brown Dust 2 did a crossover with Senran Kagura. So that's what makes it so fucking funny. They have Senran Kagura characters in that fucking game, and they are showing their asses off. I'm showing the clips on the screen of the game, the crossover. So you have sexy Senran Kagura in a sexy anime mobile game that makes so much money because of the characters, and these characters go viral on Twitter. Of course, all the weirdos get mad and say, why is she so sexualized? Why do they keep doing this? Stop disrespecting women. Shut the fuck up. So tell me this, why do other companies realize that your characters, your Senran Senran Kagura characters print money, but the actual fucking company themselves don't believe that? This is why Marvelous is falling apart. I made videos before talking about how Marvelous is losing money. I made a video talking about how their CEO, they have to change CEOs, and all the executives have to get a pay cut. That's how terrible the company's doing. There's no CEO that wants to fucking leave, unless it's like retirement. They have to be like retiring at 50, 60, 70 years old. Every other CEO wants to be the CEO because it makes so much fucking money. But when you're doing so bad that you're forced to leave and you have to get a pay cut, all the executives have to get a pay cut and they have to get a whole new CEO. I talked about that video before. You can click on the top right corner if you want to watch that. But that's how bad this company is doing. And instead of bringing back Senran Kagura, what do they rather do? Not only disrespect the games by claiming, oh, times are different now, they rather publish some ugly DEI shitty ripoff of Animal Crossing, some game called Moonlight Peaks. This is what they rather do, rather than Senran Kagura. Senran Kagura is so offensive. Apparently, Senran Kagura is offensive because no normal man is saying that. But then you publish this ugly, disgusting, childish, mobile game slop with these fucking nose ring characters. And whenever these idiots post this, they get quote tweeted with people saying, oh, bring back Senran Kagura. You really got rid of Senran Kagura for this ugly DEI Animal Crossing ripoff? This fucking woman game? Bring back Senran Kagura if you want to save your company. But they don't fucking care because they're stupid. They're out of touch. I'm so sick of Japanese companies having USA departments and subsidiaries. I'm so fucking tired of it. They make the company look worse and they don't represent the game community. And they fuck up localizations and translations. So I'm not surprised this fucking stupid idiot that's the CEO of Marvelous USA is claiming that Senran Kagura is too offensive and can't survive in this current day culture and claim that, oh, it's not the time for that time has passed. The only people who say that are smelly, disgusting, unwanted, obese bitches, miserable women that hate men because men do not want them, men do not want to touch them, and they're 40, 50 years old and dying alone. Miserable women that hate men and they are mad that men do not want to touch them. They are mad that they are 40, 50 years old and probably going to be alone for the rest of their life. So what do? They destroy what men love. And this is just fucking ridiculous that we have not gotten a new mainline Senran Kagura game in like 7+ fucking years. This is why a lot of people want to see Marvelous Entertainment fall, because they have a money printer, which is Senran Kagura, but they don't use it. But at the same time, they do crossovers with a sexy mobile game like Brown Dust 2 and make sexy animations for that game, but we can't get a new mainline Senran Kagura game. It makes no fucking sense. Oh well, I guess I can't wait to see the fall of this Marvelous Entertainment company. It's sad. If there was a new Senran Kagura game, I will buy day one. I will buy all the DLCs because it's a great series. Not just for the attractive, beautiful characters, but it has fun gameplay. But it doesn't seem like we're ever going to get a new mainline game because the CEO of both the Japanese company and the USA department are fucking retarded. They don't understand their audience. And because of that, their failure and bankruptcy is going to come sooner rather than later. So I don't have much else to say. I don't want to keep repeating myself. So Marvelous Entertainment, go fuck yourself.